Okay, guys, so today during our Zoom sessions, I don't know how well this Taxes 101 lesson works, so I'm going to go ahead and make a quick video to demonstrate what was covered in our Zoom session today, and hopefully if that didn't work for you, then this will. So know that you can always contact me via my Google Voice number or via email if needed, so please take advantage of those options. But let's jump right in. Taxes 101. So we are excited. Congratulations, because you have a job and soon you'll get a paycheck. And I think what first comes to mind when everybody thinks of paycheck is party or something cool to buy. Very rarely does our mind go instantly to taxes, but it should, and here's why. Some things that you need to know: a W-4 versus a W-2. These are two of the very most common concepts when it comes to taxes, but a lot of people get them confused and don't understand what they are. So a W-4 is the form that you fill out when you first get a job for your employer in order to explain or show how many withholdings you want taken out of your paycheck in order to make sure that taxes are covered. So this is usually based on how many dependents you have and how many people, so dependents, people living in your house that you're helping to support. And then the W-2, on the other hand, is what you use to actually complete your taxes. This is what you get from your employer in order to file your taxes. So I put two little fun ways to remember those by underneath, so maybe this will help you. But a W-4 is for your employer, okay, and then a W-2 is to file your taxes. So I know that those are kind of little cheats, but hey, sometimes cheats help. So those are two of the things that you need to know. And the reason that these things are important is because when we first get our paycheck, we'll notice, where in the heck did all of our money go? If you make $10 an hour and you worked 20 hours that week, you're expecting $200. But the truth is you're probably going to end up with something closer to like $150. And the reason is because of taxes. And so when we think about where our money is actually going, here are the most common things that you need to know. So gross pay, that's the amount you make. That's that $10 times that 20 hours, $200. That's that gross pay. It's a bigger word, so it's more money. But net pay is called the amount that you actually take home, the amount after taxes. It's a smaller word, it's less money, and that's because it's the after-tax amount. It's what you actually take home. And what determines that amount are these main taxes. So you've got your federal tax, you've got your state tax, you've got your local tax, and you've got your FICA. And I actually made these size-wise kind of proportionate to what they would be coming out of your paycheck. Federal taxes is generally going to be a larger amount than state taxes, then local tax, and then your FICA down here at the bottom. So generally going to follow this kind of a pattern as far as amount of money taken out of your paycheck. And a lot of people wonder, what in the world is FICA? FICA is a combination of two things. It's a combination of Medicare and retirement. So when we think of retirement, think of your Social Security. You've probably heard that term before related to your Social Security number. This determines how much you've put into Social Security is going to eventually determine how much you get to take out at the retirement stage. And then Medicare is for disability and things like that that's covered by the government. So these are all governmental programs and things that are covered by our taxes, and that's why we pay taxes to those things. And as you watch the videos from this week, that should make more sense. So, what are some things that you can do to help reduce your taxable income? Well, one of the first things you can do is think about exemptions. What are some things that you have contributed to charity-wise? That little heart over there with the hands, giving a handshake together, that's showing charities, charitable giving. So think about churches or organizations that you've given to. Now you need to be able to document and show documentation of those things, but if you can, that's a way to reduce your taxable income through exemptions. Other ways to reduce your taxable income is through deductions because of your mortgage payments, so the interest that's paid on your mortgage, or even the hospital bill payments that you've had. So those two things, as well as many others, could be deductions from your taxable income. And then finally, you've got tax credits down there, and I've got a little picture of a baby because children can be your tax credits, whether it be for the child themselves, the number of children that you have, or even the childcare and other costs that are associated with children can be considered tax credits. So not that tax credits are a reason to have children, they're absolutely not, but they are a nice little benefit if you are in that situation. And so some of these things are things that can reduce your taxable income. So that's some ways to reduce the amount you actually have to pay out. So one of the things I wanted to cover in this little brief lesson is the 1040 form. The 1040 form is the most common filing form used, especially at the federal level, okay, and primarily at the federal level. States may have something similar that's a common form, but this is what we would use at the, like I said, federal level. So let me put that up higher so you can see the whole thing. So a 1040 form, you've got your gross income. That's the amount, again, that you made in the year, what you thought you were going to take home, but isn't really what you take home. And then what comes out of that is your federal, state, and local tax, FICA, which is your Medicare and your Social Security, like we talked about. Both of those things are usually taken care of by the employers. Like they take those out on their own. And then you've got your things that are based on your yearly expenses, your exemptions, deductions, and tax credits. At the end, if you paid in more than what you actually owed, you're going to get a refund. But if you paid in less than what you owed, you're going to end up having to pay some to the government through your taxes that you file on that lovely 1040 form. So the goal of all taxpayers should be to owe nothing and to get nothing. Zero is hero. If you're going to be on one side of that or the other, a refund is always better than owing. But the ultimate goal is zero is hero, because if you are getting a refund, that means that was money that you could have potentially had all year long, and instead the government's been using it. And so if that's money that you could have had all year long, it's better for it to be in your pocket or your bank account where it can gain some interest than it to be in the government's hands. And so again, remember, zero is hero, because ultimately that's the goal. It's very, very hard to do, but if you're gonna, err on one side or the other, a refund is always the better option. So to kind of cap us off here, some other taxes that you might want to keep in mind are sales tax. This is tax on items that you purchase. Think at like the store or a mall. You got your excise tax. This is tax on specialty things such as like gasoline and fuel for your vehicle. Think about luxury taxes. This is things like jewelry. They have a special tax rate themselves. Also considered a luxury tax, ladies, is feminine products that are needed for our special time of the month. So interestingly enough. And then you have your property taxes, which might be for your house itself or for your vehicles or even land that you own, anything that you have property of. And beyond this, there are many, many more, but these are some of the most common that people think of when they talk about taxes and what taxes they have to pay on a regular basis, or at least on an annual basis. Some areas you do pay taxes quarterly or semi-annually. So that is it. That was a very quick run through on taxes. As you're doing your assignments this week, which for this class is, let me look at that. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Why pay taxes, which is your first assignment, and then Taxes 101, which is your second assignment. These concepts should be driven home. So best of luck on those. And if you have questions throughout the week, you know how to get a hold of me. So enjoy and have a great day. Make good choices.